Well, hello, everybody. Jeff Cowan here from Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk. You know, the guy that's trained more successful service advisors and service employees than anybody else on the planet. It's a fact. Well, I'm here today with a new edition of my podcast entitled Right Service, Write Your Own Paycheck, the path to making over $100,000 a year when writing service in the automotive industry. And at this very recording, just over 20% of you are doing that, making $100,000, and in many cases much more than that. But that means that nearly 80% of you are not. So what are we going to do about that? Well, what are you going to do about it? Well, here's what I recommend you do if you're one of those 80%. Watch this podcast. Go back and watch any or all of the over 100 podcasts I've filmed in the past. Go to my website, automotiveservicetraining.com, automotiveservicetraining.com, because between those two places alone, you'll find all the tools, techniques, tactics, word tracks, and processes you need in the service business to become the absolute best you can be. So, like I said, I'm back with a new edition of my podcast, and I'm going to take another quote here, and I'm going to break it down for you and show you how you can use it to improve your life, your business life, personal life, and the like. So here's what it is. Selling in a bad economy does not mean that you'll go hungry. It simply means you'll have to work harder if you wish to eat. So again, selling in a bad economy does not mean you'll go hungry. It just means you're going to have to work harder if you wish to eat. So what we're really talking here about this quote, is making the economy, whether it's good or bad or in the middle, a non-factor. Because that's what you want. And especially in the auto industry, it's fairly easy to do. You just have to follow 5 steps. So how do we make the economy a non-factor? Well, number one, we convince our customers to make service a scheduled routine. Just like going to the doctor for an annual physical, just like getting your hair cut, just like going to the dentist, just like getting an annual flu shot. When you own a car, this is something that you do. It's routine. It's part of the bargain when you get a car. You have to take care of it. You have to maintain it. You have to provide it service, and from time to time you have to do repairs. It's just a routine. You're going to come in every so many miles or every so many days, like you would with any routine. You're going to get this taken care of. From the first time you talk to your customers, you have to get in their head, this is a routine. This is how often you're going to come in, and here's why you're coming in, and here's the benefits of coming in. Number two, stress the importance of service, because man, when things get tough, because we're in a little bit of a tough economy right now, right? When things get tough, people immediately start looking at stuff to pull off the list. And this is one thing you have to be ready to explain to them. This is not the thing you pull off the list. Pizza night on Thursday, pull that off the list. Going to the movie theater on Saturday, pull that off the list. Those are the type of things you pull off the list, but you never pull your car, its maintenance, and the repairs off the list. Why? Because the car is what you're going to need to get the kids back and forth to school. The car is what you're going to need to get back and forth to the doctor so you can stay healthy. The car is what you're going to need to get back and forth to work so you can make everything else happen. And you know, don't be afraid to remind them just over the last 3 years we had a pandemic called COVID, and everybody knows that we were just one news conference away from losing all public transportation. I mean, we were close, and I think everybody knows it could happen again, and if that happens again, you're going to have your car to get around. Don't be afraid to stress the importance of maintenance. 3, focus on being empathetic. Now, when things get tough, people want to know that they're not alone, because I'm sure if you watch this, if you got any age on you at all, you've had good times, you've had bad times, and when things are economically tough, you kind of feel like you're in it all by yourself, don't you? You're alone. You're the only one out there. You're on an island. And so what people need to hear and want to hear is that they're not alone. So don't be afraid to tell them, hey, look, you're not the only one walking in here with financial concerns. I mean, just about everybody walking in here has financial concerns. My neighbors have financial concerns. My family does. I do. So it's normal. But one of the things that we know that we have to do to make sure it doesn't become a bigger concern is make sure that we got a car that's there, that's reliable, and that is economically sound, so we're not buying too much gas, and again, reliable so we can get back and forth to work. We can't jeopardize that. I understand where you're coming from. Not only you're experiencing it, but everybody I know walking in here, my friends, my family, myself. Be empathetic. Really focus on this. It can become extremely important. Nobody likes to feel like they're alone, and they do if they're broke or they're having trouble. 4, offer financial assistance. Now, if you're not already doing this, there's all kinds of programs out there, so I'll let you look those up. But when you offer financial assistance, here's a big hint. Don't discount. Just because things are tough doesn't mean that your services and the work that you do is any less valuable. You don't go to the doctor and they say, hey, look, times are tough, so I'm going to knock 15% off the bill. I mean, they don't do that. You don't go to your dentist and say, hey, we're going to give you 10% off because things are bad. I mean, your time and your services are worth something. Just because times are tough doesn't mean that anybody needs a discount. And here's the big problem with discounts. This is the reason I'm so against them, whether times are good or times are bad. Once you give somebody a discount, you've set the precedence that there's a discount available, and from that moment forward, they will always want that same discount. So don't get all upset and get your head wrapped around, boy, I would like a discount, and boy, it would really be cool if I went someplace they offer me. That has nothing to do with it. Your time, your services, and what you offer is valuable, and you need to be paid for it. So you can offer financial assistance, but don't offer discounts. And finally, number 5, focus on the employed. Now this one's huge. Focus on the employed, because when things get tough, what's the news media like to do? What's the government like to do? They like to focus on the negative. They want you to think about all the people that aren't working. They want to all the people that are having a hard time. And that's not where you want to focus. You want to focus on the people that are not having a hard time. Now you want to be, again, like I said earlier, empathetic to those who are having a hard time, but you don't want to focus on them. You want to focus on the people that are not necessarily having the roughest time. And let me share with you what I mean. Back in 2008, when the Great Recession hit, in my mind, one of the toughest months of that whole recession was that first December 2008. Now why? Because by that time, millions of people had lost their houses, millions of people had lost their jobs, millions of people had lost their pensions, their life savings, and everything. It was tough. And at that point in time, if you go back and look at in December of that year, it was 14% unemployment, which is extremely high for the good old United States. We were used to being around 3 to 4% on a bad day, let alone 14%. I mean, and everybody, including myself, I was focused on that number. But something interesting happened. In December, I went out to my mailbox one day, and maybe you get these too. I get them every once in a while. I got a little packet full of coupons. And these coupons had things in it like this. There was literally a coupon in there to buy a Ferrari. There was coupons in there to buy a new roof. There was coupons in there to get your windows replaced. There was even a coupon in there where somebody would come to your house and groom your dog for $90 a dog. Give your dog a bath and cut its hair for $90 in the middle of a recession. I couldn't believe what I was reading. So you know what I did? Is I called the dog people, because that was one to me. It was like, you got to be kidding me. And I got them on the phone and I said, I got to tell you, I can't believe you invested in these coupons. And they said, why? I said, don't you know that we're in the middle of the worst recession we've seen in almost 100 years? And don't you know that there's 14% of the United States of America that's unemployed? There was just a few seconds of silence, and the lady came back and she said, yes, we're aware of all of that. There is 14% unemployment. We feel bad about that, but we don't focus on that. We care about those people. We're not focused on that. We're focused on, and we sent these coupons to the 86% of the people who are working. So focus on the employed. So just because we're in a little bit of a tough time and there's a down economy does not mean that you're not going to eat and things are going to get real tough. It's real simple to turn the economy, whether it's good or bad, into a non-factor. Just repeating myself, make sure your customers understand that this is a routine. This is something that's part of their life when you're driving a car. Stress the importance of service. The better the car runs, it's got to be safe, it's got to be reliable so they can get back and forth to work, and it's got to be economically sound. With gas prices the way they are, it's got to be economically sound. You get that through maintenance. Be empathetic. Let them know they're not alone. Everybody walking in here is that way. You're that way. Your family, your friends. Offer financial assistance, but no discount, and focus on the upside. The employed people. Don't focus and let those numbers that the media give you and the government give you get you down. Hey, my name is Jeff Cowan. I have a company called Jeff Cowan's Pro Talk, and we're in the service training business. We train people in automotive industry that work in service departments and just about every discipline you'd want to imagine. We do it a whole variety of different ways, and I can tell you this. Let me give you a hint. Nobody's better at doing it than us. We've done it for 36 years. Can you believe that? And we'd like to do it for you. We would like to take your mediocre shop and your mediocre numbers and turn them into the best in the business, and we can do that for you if you simply dial 1-800-248-2931, 1-800-248-2931. Anybody picks up that phone can help you out, or you can simply go to automotiveservicetraining.com, automotiveservicetraining.com, and get the information there. This is Jeff Cowan signing you off, wishing you a good day, a good week, and saying that I hope God continues to bless you all. Take care of yourself, and hopefully I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.